Hello, Elder Smith here. Now, before I get into today's subject, I need to mention something. We're nearing the end of Genesis right now, and we probably won't finish it in this video. In fact, it may take two or three more videos before we get to the end. But when I do reach the end, I need to make a decision. Should I read the books in the order they're laid out in the Bible? Because the reason I ask this is because the scriptures are not in chronological order. Now, at least not completely. For the most part, it is, but there are some stories that are kind of taken out of order, and the reason for this is because the books are actually categorized to making things easier to find. For example, from Genesis all the way to Esther, you got pretty much the history of everything that's happening. Then you've got, so that would be the category called the historical logs. Then you've got the second category, which begins with Job and ends with the Song of Solomon, and that would be the category called wisdom. Then you've got the third and final category in the Old Testament called prophecies, because all the remaining books in the Old Testament are prophecies. Now, like I said, this was done to make finding what you're looking for easier. You want to go find one of the prophecies, you obviously go to the one that's categorized in prophecies and so on and so forth. But because of this, some things get jumbled a little out of order and can be often confusing if you're trying to go through the world's and Israel's history in a chronological sense. Now, if I make the decision to keep on reading as it's laid out in the scriptures, Exodus would obviously come after Genesis, right after. But if I read the scriptures in the chronological order, Job would actually come after Genesis, but before Exodus. It would actually be squeezed in between. Now, you're probably wondering why, and I'll give the explanation really quick, and it's because in Exodus, God starts laying out the rules about how the tribe of Levi are the only ones that can offer up the sacrifices unto God, and they had to do it at the tabernacle. No one else was allowed to offer up sacrifices, nor are they to sacrifice just anywhere they please. To do that would be displeasing to God. It would be breaking his laws. Obviously, that wasn't the case in Genesis, but Levi, the tribe of Levi, or the rules for the tribe of Levi hadn't become a thing yet. In Job's story, he does offer up sacrifices unto God, and he does it at his own place, his own home, and yet that wasn't displeasing to God. Now, that's not the only reason why I believe that was before the tribe of Levi and the statutes were established. But there's yet another reason. Job's name is mentioned near the end of Genesis. We haven't gotten to that part yet, but he is in fact mentioned at the end. So I need to know what everyone would like for me to do. I'm leaving it up to you. Leave it in the comment section. Do you want me to try to read the scriptures in the chronological order, or would you rather I just read it as it's laid out in the Bible? I'm good either way. It isn't good. Neither one is more difficult than the other for me. So I'll do as what the majority of you see fit. Just please let me know how you want me to go about this. Now, I've taken up a lot of time talking about this already, so without further ado, let's continue where we left off, and we're now in Genesis chapter 46. And Israel took his journey with all that he had, and came to Beersheba, and offered sacrifices unto God, the God of his father Isaac. And God spake unto Israel in the visions of the night, and said, Jacob, Jacob. And he said, Here am I. And he said, I am God, the God of thy father. Fear not to go down into Egypt, for I will there make thee a great nation. And I will go down with thee into Egypt, and I will also surely bring thee up again. And Joseph shall put his hand upon thine eyes. And Jacob rose up from Beersheba, and the sons of Israel carried Jacob, their father, and their little ones, and their wives, in the wagons which Pharaoh had sent to carry him. And they took their cattle and their goods, which had gotten in the land of Canaan, and came into Egypt, Jacob and all his seed with him, his sons and his sons' sons with him, his daughters and his sons' daughters, and all his seed brought he with him into Egypt. These are the names of the children of Israel, which came into Egypt: Jacob and his sons, Reuben, Jacob's firstborn. And the sons of Reuben were Hanok and Phalu and Hezron and Carmi. And the sons of Simeon, Jumiel and Jamin and Ohad and Jachin and Zohar and Shual. And the sons of the Canaanish, and Shual, the son of a Canaanish woman. And the sons of Levi, Gershon and Konath and Merari. And the sons of Judah, and Onan and Shelah and Pharez and Zerah. But and Onan died in the land of Canaan. And the sons of Pharez were Herzon and Hemuel. And the sons of Issachar, Tola and Fuva and Job. You see, I wasn't planning for Job's name to appear in this exact chapter, but it's quite fitting that it did, since I just brought him up. So there's Job's name mentioned in chapter 46 among the children of Israel, because he is a part of Israel as they're getting ready to head down to Egypt. Now, where does Job's story actually take place chronologically? I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. Could have been during the time when Joseph was in prison, and it could be at the time when they're already in Goshen, which is where they're heading to, which is out in Egypt. But either way, regardless of which time space specifically it takes place in, I think for this reason it's very fitting that in the chronological sense, Job is to be squeezed between Genesis and Exodus. Let's see here. Okay. And Job and Shimron, and the sons of Zebulun, Sered and Elon, and Jehaleel. These be the sons of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, and Padaram with his daughter Dinah. All the souls of his sons and his daughters were 33. And the sons of Gad, Ziphion and Haggai, Shunai and Esbon, Eri and Oradai and Orali. And the sons of Asher, Jimnah and Ishua and Izuai and Beriah and Sarah their sister. And the sons of Berai, Heber and Malchiel. Malchiel. I do apologize, everybody. As all of you know, if you've watched my older videos, you notice that the words I have the hardest time pronouncing are actually the names in the scriptures. So I thank every single one of you for bearing with me, because to me, that's one of the greatest challenges, is pronouncing the names in the scriptures. These are the sons of Zilpah, whom Laban gave unto Leah his daughter, and these she bare unto Jacob, even 16 souls, the sons of Rachel, Jacob's wife, Joseph and Benjamin. And unto Joseph in the land of Egypt were born Manasseh and Ephraim, which Asenath, the daughter of Potipharah, priest of On, bare unto him. And the sons of Benjamin were Bilhah and Becher and Ashbel, Gerar and Naaman and Ahi and Rosh, Muppim and Huppim and Ard. These are the sons of Rachel, which were born unto Jacob. All the souls were 14. And the sons of Dan, Hushim, and the sons of Naphtali, Jeziel, and Guni, and Jezer, and Shelem. And these are the sons of Bilhah, which Laban gave unto Rachel his daughter, and she bare unto Jacob. All the souls were 7. And all the souls that came with Jacob into Egypt, and came out of his loins, besides Jacob's sons' wives, all the souls were 66. And the sons of Joseph, which were born him in Egypt, were 2 souls. And all the souls of the house of Jacob, which came into Egypt, were 70. And he sent Judah before him unto Joseph, to direct his face into Goshen, where they came into the land of Goshen. And Joseph made ready his chariot, and went up to meet Israel, his father, to Goshen, and presented himself unto him. And he fell on his neck and wept on his neck a good while. So now Joseph and his father are finally reunited. Since the day he was taken and sold into Egypt, or sold to the Mishalites, I'm pronouncing that name wrong. The Ishmaelites. Then they took him down into Egypt, and they sold him to Potiphar. Since then he had not seen his father Jacob, also known as Israel, until this very moment. And Israel said unto Joseph, Now let me die, since I have seen thy face, because thou art yet alive. And Joseph said unto his brethren and unto his father's house, I will go up and shew Pharaoh, and say unto him, My brethren and my father's house, which were in the land of Canaan, are come unto me. And the men are shepherds, for their trade hath been to feed cattle, and they have brought their flocks and their herds and all that they have. And it shall come to pass, when Pharaoh shall call you and shall say, What is your occupation? That ye shall say, Thy servant's trade hath been about cattle, from our youth even unto now, both we and our fathers, that we may dwell in the land of Goshen. For every sheep herd is an abomination, or every, sorry guys, I apologize, the word was split. For every shepherd is an abomination unto the Egyptians. Now, admittedly, I struggled with that because there are quite a few names I had a hard time pronouncing. As for that last one, shepherd, well, it was a split where at the very end I should have looked further ahead, so that's on me right there. But every shepherd is an abomination unto the Egyptian. I'm not entirely sure why. I'll have to look into that. But anyways, it's gotten to the point now where the people, Jacob's family, and his sons are now moved away from the land of Canaan to live in Israel or to live in Egypt for a time. Now, here in Egypt, they will spend a few hundred years. We're nearing the end. We're nearing the end of Genesis. This is what everything is leading up to. This is a huge step to God setting up his kingdom in the world. Now, when I say his kingdom, I'm talking about his earthly kingdom, which is Israel. Though they were in the land of Canaan at the time, and the land of Canaan is to be given to them, the time isn't yet. They must spend a while in Egypt, and as they do, they'll continue to multiply and become a great nation, and then God will lead them out into the promised land, the land of Canaan. But that's a story for another time. I thank every single one of you, and I thank every single one of you for bearing with me in this video. It's always the names that makes it hard for me at times. Anyways, remember the study, the show thyself approved, rightfully dividing the word, put on the whole armor of God, and fight the good fight.